How do you know whether or not you're doing well on your job? Do you just wait until the end of the year performance evaluation to determine that? What if I told you there is a better way? It's Franklin here, and in this video, I'll be sharing with you the benefits and importance of getting regular feedback from your manager or your supervisor, and how you can go about leveraging and doing that as well. That is the feedback that you receive. First of all, there are lots and lots of benefits and reasons why you want to be getting regular feedback from your manager. Doing it on a regular basis, for example, would help to improve your connection with your manager. It would also help you to get some clarity on your milestones that you have towards some goals that you've set for yourself as well. And apart from that, you would get to learn about, say, your strengths from your manager, along with your weaknesses, the areas where you need to improve upon. And speaking about all of these things, don't you think it's very important to know about this sooner than later? You see, one of the big mistakes that most people do is that they wait until the end of the year to hear about what they have not been doing very well. And come to think about it, at the end of the year, it's going to be too late for you to make any further changes or to course correct. And the truth of the matter is, in a number of cases, like, managers are not going to openly communicate certain things to you, because in a number of times people want to kind of like keep to themselves. They would rather just wait until the end of the year evaluation and then give you every single thing, the good, the bad, the ugly. And a number of times, the end of the year evaluation will determine your faith in the company. And that's why it's really very important and essential that you actually take proactive step to request feedback from your manager, so that at any single point in time, you can easily tell whether or not you are on track to meet your goal. Maybe there was a promotion goal that you have set for yourself. You get regular feedback from your manager and you know that you're on track. Or maybe the feedback you get from your manager tells you that you are not doing quite well. And once you receive that feedback, you can then course correct. The point of the matter is, getting regular feedback from your manager would help you to stay on top of your game, as opposed to waiting until the end of the year, where there's definitely nothing you can do about that as well. And when I'm talking about feedback here, there are obviously different kinds of feedback. Maybe it's a feedback about a presentation that you did, that your manager was also present at. You can get feedback from that. Or say it's a developmental goal, or a project that you're working on, or a promotion goal that you work for yourself. Well, getting regular feedback from your manager is also very useful, because again, you get to know how well you're doing with respect to the promotion or the project. Feedback, very, very important. And that's why getting it often and regularly will definitely be very helpful for you on your job and in your career, for your career as well. So now that I've been able to persuade you and prove to you that it's why it's important to get the regular feedback. You may be asking, how do you go about getting the feedback? Well, very good question. Honestly, it's really very straightforward, but obviously you want to go about doing it in the right way. And the first thing you want to decide is, what kind of feedback are you looking to get from your supervisor, right? So be very clear about that. And ideally, you would just want to write down a few questions that you would like to ask, so that you're making the most use of your supervisors or your manager's time. So simple questions like asking them what you've been doing well at, so that you can keep doing more of it. A question as simple as, also, where you need to make improvements at. Or maybe you have specific goals that you're working toward. Maybe it's a promotion or a project that you're working on. You can also target the question specifically to those as well. The more specific the questions you ask, the better and more accurate and more helpful will be the response that you receive. So have the questions written down which you would like to get feedback from your manager, and then just send a request or a meeting request to your manager, and you propose a date and a time for the meeting. And if the manager is okay with it, awesome, you guys get to meet as well. One thing that I'll be really very clear about is when you end up having the meeting with your manager, I think it's going to be worth the effort for you to take notes. Take notes on the points that your manager is sharing, the feedback that he or she is going to give you. They may be constructive. There may also be some criticism that may ruffle your feathers. Don't argue. Just receive everything, take note of them so that you can go reflect on the feedback. And if you need some clarity about something your manager said, don't be afraid to ask questions, because the clearer, the better. And the more clear it is for you, the more actionable it is going to be for you as well. And another thing about getting feedback is that you definitely want to implement the feedback that you get, because there's nothing as terrible as receiving feedback from your manager and end up not doing any single thing he or she said. That's definitely not going to be encouraging at all. And if you do that, your manager would not even be encouraged to want to meet with you next, because he or she is going to be like, I'm giving this person feedback and this person is doing nothing with it. So in addition to taking notes, also have the intention to actually go back to those notes and take action to implement the feedback that you are receiving from the manager. And then it's also going to be very good to share your progress with the manager. Maybe your manager shared with you about how you have not been showing up, say, early to the workplace. Well, it will be good for you to take that positively and start showing up early. And you can also, share with your manager that you are coming in early now. But whatever it is, it's always going to be very good that you share the progress you are making based on the feedback that you've received from your manager. Because again, that way it gives the manager some form of encouragement to want to share more and more with you. Because there's something that usually happens when people realize that this individual is open to receive feedback. They will want to help you more and more and assist you with the goals that you have set for yourself. This is something that I found a lot of value in as well. And a number of people who excel at the workplace that I interact with, they do this as well. And that's something that I've also been tapping into. And I will tell you, it's been very helpful for my career as well. So that's something I wanted to share with you in this video. And I hope that you listen to this and go schedule a date for your next feedback session with your manager. Do this regularly, and I'm sure that you would see huge improvements in your career as well. Thank you for watching. And as usual, don't forget that you are more than enough, you are worthy, you are deserving, and you are loved. It's been Franklin here. God bless and peace.